it's day 3 since Jason Kenney announced his intention to run for leader of the PC party in Alberta. And it's day 3 since Kenney announced his intention to unite the warring factions of the Conservative movement here at home. And it's day 3 of the epic crybaby left-wing freakout in Alberta, and it has been beautiful. So far, we've seen former Redford loyalists like Sandra Jansen and Thomas Lukaszuk attacking Jason Kenney because he is actually conservative, running to unite the conservative movement. How dare he? And then we saw an NDP MLA, Marie Renaud, get so desperate she publicly used her own abortion to attack Kenney for being Catholic and therefore unfit for office. Those darn Catholics thinking they have the same rights as everyone else. How dare they? Where did they get off, hey Marie? But now I've seen my favorite left-wing crybaby pants-wetting freakout yet. The big thinkers at the far left-wing Broadbent Institute and their pet project blog, Press Progress, are doing something called Kenneywatch. They have an entire project devoted to monitoring everything and anything Jason Kenney says and does, and who he does it with. It is the weirdest, most desperate thing I have seen in a long time. Press Progress has even resorted to dissecting the people in the crowds Kenney stands with concerns that, oh my word, some of them may have been critical of the PCs in the past. Frankly, I'd be more concerned if someone in those crowds hadn't been critical of the PCs at some point, because those are the people we should be worried about. But if you've forgotten what the Broadbent Institute is all about, let me give you a quick refresher. They're an anti-oil, anti-Alberta socialist think tank based in Toronto. They're an NDP proxy. And as we've told you before, Graham Mitchell, the Chief of Staff to Alberta Energy Minister Marg McQuaig-Boyd, is a former Broadbent guy. He was the Director of Training for the Broadbent Institute, spending his time organizing activist boot camps against fracking and whipping up opposition to Alberta's much-needed pipelines. But like anyone legitimate in the Conservative movement would take anything the socialists down at the Broadbent Institute do or say seriously. No real Conservative would ever push out the Broadbent Institute's anti-oil, anti-Alberta agenda. Never. Now I say anyone legitimate because failed Red 40 Tories who were obliterated in the last election are pushing out the Kenneywatch website. Thomas Lukaszuk ran for PC leadership and lost to Jim Prentice. And then he lost a seat in the general election to NDP paper candidate Nicole Gehring, garnering only 23% of the vote. But here he is, pushing out the Kenneywatch article attacking Conservative activist Caitlin Madlener. On what planet do these liberals like Lukaszuk think they're fooling anyone into thinking they're conservative? Right now, Press Progress is wandering dangerously into obsessed ex-boyfriend territory. Frankly, I would not be shocked to hear that one of them was lying underneath Jason Kenney's car or rummaging through his garbage cans like an errant bear, or following him around, hiding in the trees with a long-angle camera lens, paparazzi style. They're so desperate. Now, I'm not endorsing Jason Kenney. I'm not endorsing Jason Kenney. I'm not there yet, but I am wholeheartedly endorsing the effect he is having on the psyche of progressives all across this great province. I know the NDP's days are numbered in Alberta, and it brings me great joy for them to actually know it too. Now, I can't wait to see what the stench of fear and desperation will lead the NDP to do next. By next October, when the PC leadership race officially starts, they're going to need to medicate the water supply in Edmonton to get these progressives under control. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.